What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of C&C. It's episode number 19. We started just with a scouting update and academy update. Before we get there, we see that the transfer window has officially opened, and of course 3 of our players have left as well. Billy Sass-Davis, he has gone to Scunthorpe United. We sold Jewett White to Finn Harps as well, and of course the big sale was the £1 million man. Yes, Alex Johnson out of the academy submitted a transfer request due to his low wage, decided to leave, and he's gone to Germany for £1 million. There's a release clause there of 1.75 mil. So if I just pay an extra 750 grand, I can buy him back. We ain't got the money to do that right now. To be fair, I don't think I will anyway, because at the end of the day, we're a 2.5 star team. Yes, Newport County are up half a star. Had to show you that start stays listed off. And also as well, we're in fine form. We're on a 6-game winning streak in League One. It is the best winning run and best unbeaten run of the season so far. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry too much about Alex Johnson. Isaac Davis and Ruben Colwell are banging him in on a regular basis. Our academy is looking a lot better this season. Now we've got the 5-star scout, including the Welsh Phil Foden. You have no idea how excited I am, man. Seriously, I kind of tried to downplay it a little bit in the last episode, but I can't wait, man. Seriously, 67 overall at just 15 years old, as I released Demery with really low potential. But he looks amazing, as does, as you would have seen his potential range shortening, Bound. Yeah, he likes to be bound and he likes to score goals as well. 87 to 94 potential, I think it is, for Alan Bound. Alex Johnson's gone to Germany, but Bound is tied up here in our academy and waiting to get promoted. Sorry guys, I really should stop. Anyway, for the first game of today's episode here, heading to Fratton Park on the south coast. Yeah, Pompey away from home. I think they are probably the most commonly used RTG team in FIFA Career Mode in the English Football League period because of one main reason. They've got the real stadium in the game. It was added in for a lovely reason by EA a few years ago. They've got some amazing kits as well. A very strong rivalry with Southampton, as we know. A very interesting history too. I mean, honestly, during Harry Redknapp era and their time spent in the Premier League too, just a really amazing time for Pompey fans back then. Since then, they have obviously fallen out of the pace a little bit, now dropping down the Football League, but even so, a very great team to use in the FIFA CM. I absolutely love their home kit. I don't know what it is, but like obviously the French home kit is like this too. Blue shirts, white shorts, and red socks. Don't ask me why, but it's a combination that's probably my favourite. I absolutely love it. Although to be fair, black and gold is like a winning combination in football kits. Anyway, sorry, yeah, taking on Pompey away from home. 6 straight wins for Newport County in League One. They've seen us jump up to 2nd place, leapfrog the Tigers and go into the automatic promotion place. We just cut the gap on Bristol City to 9 points, single digits for the first time this season as well, and gain some separation on the teams in the playoffs. How do we kickstart January, the new calendar year? Do we carry on or do we fold? Well, the answer was pretty obvious. Unfortunately, in this game, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was being away at a real stadium. It was a unique experience, considering that doesn't happen very often in the lower leagues. But I don't know why I'm blaming the stadium. I just played absolutely terribly. I got completely torn apart in this game. Yeah, Pompey 4, Newport County 0. And once they took the very early lead in this game through Ryan Tunnicliffe, I literally, it was one of those games where like you just knew, you weren't going to get back into it, and the chances were you were going to get beat pretty comfortably. Exactly what happened in this game. Just did not stand up to the challenge of Pompey whatsoever. And again, once the former Manchester United Academy graduate made them, gave them the lead inside the first 15 minutes, I think it was just like the floodgates just opened directly after that. I had no idea how to stop them. Anyway, following that big defeat there, first one in a long time, we had some big bids. Yeah, some really big bids for our young players. One for Tony Matthews from Reading, which we rejected. Then a 2.1 mil bid for Sam Pearson and a 2.6 mil bid for Lloyd Payne out of the academy. But of course, I was going to turn down all of those bids. All 3 of those players are regular members of our starting 11, and those are big bids at League One to be getting offered £2 million for a player. That's very hard to turn down. But the fact of the matter is, whilst we might be in slight financial disrepute because of the signing of Ben Davis and the weekly wage he's on, I'm not going to turn this Newport County side into a selling club. These are young players, they've got great potential, especially in the case of Payne with the exciting prospect tag. I'm not letting them go. These guys could all represent Wales one day, and right now they are key members of our Newport County side. We could have got like 4.5 mil, possibly up to 5 mil for those 3 players right there, and maybe we could have signed like one of, Ethan and Paddy or Rabi Matondo. But to be honest, we got 2 players out of the academy there. No plans to sell the academy boys. I know I just sold one to Germany. I didn't really have a choice with that one. But even so, with no plans to sell those guys. And I really like Sam Pearson as well. He's sort of like the... I don't know what it is in team sport, but it always seems like when you're discussing a trio, there's always one player that's kind of like the underrated and the unsung hero out of the three. And in this team, it's Sam Pearson. You think of our front three, Isaac Davis, our top scorer, Ruben Colwill, our player of the season. But Sam Pearson is still really good. It's like with the Miami Heat big three, it was always LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. And oh yeah, Chris Bosh is there too. Obviously, he's really good as well, isn't he? And it's like, you know, sometimes you can get that way with Liverpool sometimes where you think, oh, you got Salah and Mane and Bobby Firmino too. But I mentioned before, Bobby Firmino is like one of the most underrated players in world football. He is absolute class and never gets the credit he deserves. I know we're operating at a much lower level than those star teams there, but it's kind of similar with us with Newport County. It's like when you have like a big three, if you will, there's always one that's not quite considered to be as, you know, possessing the star power that the other two do. You got, oh, Ruben Colwill and Isaac Davis, and, you know, Sam Pearson's there as well, and he's really good, isn't he? So it's just really interesting. It seems to always happen when you think about like big trios, you know, there's always one that just doesn't seem to get the attention as the others, even though they probably deserve it. Anyway, following that, we had Charlton Athletic away at the Valley. Massive game here. And a big one too, as we aim to get back on track away in London. It was a really topsy-turvy game. Charlton scored a late one to possibly level it as they made it 2-2. And from kickoff, desperately trying to get the 3 points late on, and we would do so as well. Virtually the final attack of the game in what was an absolute thriller. Charlton thought they won it at the Valley, but I've mentioned before, and I'll say it once again, late goals are so common in this year's FIFA. Never ever give up pushing for a point or all three. We got all three right there. Sam Pearson with the cross and Davis turning it in from close range in a 5-goal thriller at the Valley, and back on track there with a big victory in London. Lord knows we needed that as well. You know, I have mentioned it before and I'll say it again as we reject another bit for Lewis. In lower league football, life comes at you fast. I mean, honestly, like seriously, because of how congested it is, if you go into a bad patch of form, you lose, let's say, 3 on the bounce, you can go from, you know, being in the playoffs, pushing for an automatic promotion place, to dropping down to mid-table. I mean, it really is that congested in lower league football. There's not many points to separate many places. So because of that, like, consistency is really key, and it's so important in lower league football. So following that, Hull City at home, taking on the Tigers and heading into this game right now, we're still in second and we're 8 points clear. If we were to win this game, a chance to extend it to double digits and gain some raw and real separation on the team that I'll classify as the second best in this division. We're starting the game off Ruben Colwill. He's my player of the season. I know Dave's our top scorer, but I love the former Bluebird. Bends in one from range, absolute beauty. Newport County off the mark, and then a few minutes later, Isaac Davis clips the inside of the post and makes it 2. Biggest game of the season, potentially biggest game of the series considering what was at stake. 17 minutes in, our best 2 players opened the scoring. 2-0 up, 17 minutes in, and what a win this would be if we could hold on. In the second half, there wasn't really much to report. It was such a strange game as well because it was such a big one. There wasn't much going on. All 3 of the key chances resulted in goals. Other than that, there wasn't really much to report. Longman gets a late one for Hull, makes it 2-1, half the deficit, and I just about managed to hang on, keep holding the ball for the remaining 8 minutes, and claim the 3 points. Massive win, and there it is. For the first time in the season, we've got double-digit separation on the teams in the playoffs. We go 11 points clear of the Tigers with 18 games to go. Look, we're now 12 points behind Bristol City. The Robins, once again, have gained some major separation at the top of the table. I don't care. Like, I'm just going to be totally honest. Winning League One would be an amazing achievement in our first season in it. But I don't care. I really don't. I can have second place and be just as happy as first. And the reason why is because both give you the same reward. You're up. You're up to the championship. So whether it's first or second, I really don't mind. Robins can run away with it like they have been for the rest of the season. I'm cool with it, man. For the remainder of the campaign, if they dominate League One and win every game, fine. I really don't mind. They can win the title by 20 points. I'm not bothered. But if we can stay in second place, now 11 points clear of third in the playoffs, I'm going to be buzzing. That's going to suit me just fine. All I care about this year is automatic promotion, and as things stand with 18 games to go, we're in an amazing position to do just that. So fourth and final game, Doncaster Rovers here at Rodney Parade. I thought this would be quite a routine game on the back of the big win against the Tigers. Instead, fell behind early. We've been the better team though. I felt for sure being one of the top scorers in the league would find that level at some point, and we would as well. 22 minutes in, Davis and Colwell right now having their own individual battles to be my favourite. You know, like seriously, it's like, you know, obviously I'm standing there and they're both just vying for my attention right now. Both putting in great shifts. Davis scores our first, and then a few minutes later we'd score our second as well. Quick little breakaway, rolled through to our number 30, and the former Bluebird makes it 2-1. We turn the game on its head in 5 minutes. Yeah, early scare with Doncaster going in front, but now in front for the first time in the game. So thinking, okay, alright, shaky start, poor beginning, stumbled out of the blocks, but here we go, leading 2-1 against Doncaster Rovers. Should be able to see out the game now, but no, instead, 32 minutes in, Greaves finds a little bit of space, ball rolls around Lloyd Payne and smacks it in at the near post. 2-2. And Doncaster Rovers back on level terms. I thought this would be a banker here at home to Doncaster, but instead, in a really tough game where I literally just could not defend to save my life, Doncaster have been the better team. And with 3 minutes to go before the break, a chance to make it 3-2 and get back in front in the game. Dudu smacks the woodwork, and we just about survived. So much for me to ponder on. Just 2 wins in our last 4 games. Our undefeated run was ended at Fratton Park, and just 7 points picked up from a possible 12. Well, we might still have the double-digit separation on Hull City, but again, 16 games to go. It's far from over. We're where we want to be, but like I said before, life comes at you fast in lower league football. If you're not consistent, you'll drop down the table pretty quickly. Let's make sure it doesn't happen. That was this for CNC, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of C and C very soon.